This is Daily Geography Week 1, and in this video we're going to correct our work. So whenever you're correcting, please don't erase any of your answers. Just if you need to make fixes or changes, please just use a green correcting pen if you have one, and if you don't have that, you could also use a green colored pencil. I just want to see that green. I just want to see the changes or the fixes you made. So again, don't erase anything. Just make those changes. All right. So we're going to look over here. We're going to start off with Monday and number 1 again. So a globe is a model of, and when I look over here at the map, I see right here, a globe is a model of Earth. So that right there, that's our answer. So I'm going to write my answer there. Number 2 on Monday says a globe and Earth are shaped like a, right here, it is shaped like a ball. All right. So now let's go ahead and go on to Tuesday. Pause. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. So again, pause if you need to make fixes, and then restart the video because I'm just going to keep going with changes. So we're looking at Tuesday now. Number 1, name the imaginary line shown on the globes. Well, again, I'm going to look at the map, and I'm going to look down here, right here, with these words, and it says, a globe shows an imaginary line called the equator. So it's called the equator. And you maybe see this word equa, like in the word equal, and that's on purpose. It divides the globe. This is the equator right here. That's the imaginary line. There's not really a line that goes around the Earth like that. But map makers decided that to differentiate, to cut the Earth exactly in half. So we have a northern hemisphere and we have a southern hemisphere. So we can name places north of the equator, name places south of the equator. All right, and then on number 2 on Tuesday, it says name 2 continents. Well, there are 7 continents shown. And you only needed to name 2. You could write North America. You could have written South America. Another one is Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, and then the last one that I'm going to write is Antarctica. And I always have a Arctica. This does have the C there. Arctica. Antarctica. So we have 7 continents. Now, in the news recently, they have found another plate, a continental plate, that really New Zealand kind of sits on. And so it kind of is like an 8th continent, but it's mostly underwater. So just the islands of New Zealand stick up from that continent, but they've found that. But we're going to just go with 7 right now, 7 continents. All right, so let's go on ahead to Wednesday. What is the most northern point on Earth called? Well, on maps, usually up is north, and if you look at over here, right there, it's called the North Pole. North Pole. And then number 2 on Wednesday, what is the most southern point on Earth called? Down here. I know those. It's called the South Pole. Now the Earth kind of spins around an axis. It's almost like if you look at a globe, there's actually a rod that goes right through the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole, and that's what the globe spins around. So if you look over here at this, right, there's that rod right there that goes all the way through, and that's the North Pole and the South Pole. All right, so let's go ahead and go on to Thursday. Is Australia south or north of the equator? So let's look for Australia. Right here is Australia on our map. So it is south of the equator. And then number 2 on Thursday says, is most of South America north or south of the equator? Well, here's South America right here, right? So it's not, some of it right here, this little bit right there is north of the equator, but most of it is south of the equator. So we're just going to write south again. And then on Friday, on which continent do you live? Well, we all live right, if I were to draw us, we would live right about there, that little dot. We live on North America. North America. So North America is the name of the continent, and on North America you can see Central America, Mexico, the United States, Canada, up here's Alaska. So the land mass itself is North America, and then we've divided that up into countries and states and things like that. So number 2 on Friday says, do you live north or south of the equator? Well, we live north of the equator because it's North America, right? All right, and then I'm excited to see how many of you took on that challenge of coloring the globes. So that'll be fun to see. So good job, you guys. Make sure that you have all those fixes done. And that is the end of Daily Geography Week 1. Great job.